We're visiting the Concrete Jungle today, talking with Pam Baker of Baker Acres and the Concrete Jungle. And Pam, I'm getting a lot of questions on how do you develop a rock garden, succulent plants, and low care, low maintenance type of plants. And this is one of the answers. Let's talk about developing a rock garden.
Right. Oh, and it's a really big thing right now. Basically, there's all sorts of things you could put in a rock garden. Basically, you want to put perennial succulents. All you really need to do with these, hens and chicks, sedums, all sorts of things in here like this. You plant them, you pretty much water them in, and they do what they do naturally. They like dry soil. They like lots of sunlight. But over here, we have a large variety of annual succulents, all different kinds, all different sizes, and you could put these in the ground for the summertime and surely dig them up and put them in a pot and use them as a house plant in the wintertime. They just require like a west or a south facing window, and they like dry soil and neglect, so they just kind of do their thing on their own.
If you wanted to just start with a couple of these to start with, what would be your favorites to start with and then keep adding to if you just wanted to start and get a mini one going?
The hens and chicks, and what's cool about these is you get all these little plants in one, so when you get this pot, you separate all these plants, stick each one in the ground, space them out, and then they'll just keep growing and growing. These are great. And then towards the front of your bed, if you have an area that it can trail down, you could put something like one of these trailing sedums. This is a dark red, which would look very pretty with a lot of hens and chicks that we have. Another real favorite of mine is these ones. They call it a cobweb because it looks like it has a little cobweb in the center, so those always add a little visual interest. Mixing textures and colors is really just the best thing to do with all this stuff.
How about if we wanted to add a little height to it, you could actually go into some of the alpine plants.
Right, and we carry some dwarf shrubs and things like that. These are a really popular thing for us. We have dwarf boxwoods, we have some little, dwarf type arborvitae type things, and a lot of these are evergreen. So once all these die back in the wintertime, you'll have this great color in that rock garden bed throughout the whole winter.
So when you're out in the garden center taking a look at getting the perennials and the other cool season vegetables that can be planted right now, you might want to take a look at something that might be a little different in the landscape or in that rock garden. I'm Tom McNutt for Your Garden.